What's up YouTube, averylr32 here. Wanted to bring you guys a deck profile of this deck that I used for the last week of, I used it for the last week of this previous format, and I also used it yesterday for the new format. It's Chaos Dragon. The deck has a little bit of hate, and the deck also has some love from other people. The deck can get those dead draws just like Disaster Dragon can. You know, not every deck is perfect, but you know, when it goes off, it definitely goes off. And you'll see why once I jump into this deck profile here. So yeah, let's just start off here. You have 3 Eclipse Wyvern. You could say that this card adds consistency to the deck, just because with Future Fusion you send it to the graveyard, and then you basically just banish your Red MD or Dark Arm or Light Pulse or one of those 3, and then you can either A, use Different Dimension Reincarnation to pitch a card to get out one of your banished dragons that you banished with Eclipse, or just banish Eclipse and a Dark type monster to play like a BLS or a Chaos Sorcerer or something. Called Chaos Dragon for a reason, guys. Called Chaos Dragon for a reason. And then you also run 3 Divine Dragon and Proclif. He's a Dark type, 4 stars, Dragon type, 1000 attack, 1500 defense. His effect's pretty much irrelevant, but it's still used sometimes. You discard a card, and then you can add 1 Dragon type monster from your graveyard to your hand. So if your Dark Arm blows up, you can just reuse your Dark Arm, reuse your Red MDs, and stuff like that. You also run a little bit of a Light Swan engine of 3 Raikou and a Lila. I was talking with Dueling Bunnies, Jonathan. He said for every 2 Raikous, put in a Mega Hamster, which I actually kind of have to agree with, because now that I've been testing more and more and using the deck at locals more and more, I've noticed that Mega Hamster is a very nice tech, so I'm probably thinking just taking out a Raikou and also a Charge of the Light Brigade for 2 Mega Hamsters, which would work out really well. Lila is just used for those back row destructions, and then the Raikous are just meant to blow stuff up. For the dragons, you have, well, for the other dragons, you tech in 1 Dark Flare. He's basically there just because he's a dark type, and for those random situations where you need to be able to pitch a dragon and then send a dragon from your deck to the graveyard. Also, ruling with Dark Flare, if you pitch, say, an Eclipse Wyvern from your hand and then send 1 from your deck to the graveyard, you have to banish a dragon in your graveyard, which is the other part of his effect. The Eclipse effect happens first, so if you banish, say, if you send Eclipse Wyvern from your deck to the graveyard, and then the effect of Eclipse will happen letting you banish Red MD, then Dark Flare will banish the Eclipse, and then Eclipse will let you add Red MD into your hand. A cool little ruling there. I was about to say nifty for some reason, I don't know why. Also, for some reason, I'm starting to think now that I already posted this on my channel, and I do apologize if I already did. If I already did, then I'll just delete that and then post this one. But I'm sure you guys will let me know in the comments whether I did or not. I've just been really busy lately, so if I already posted again, then don't bother watching this. But for those of you who haven't, then this is just what it is. 3 Red MD. I always say this to people, but I'm probably the only one with hollow Red MDs, because I got them once the jump came out, and I've had them ever since Disaster Dragon, really. This is your key card to the deck. This helps open up all your plays, lets you reuse all of your dragon types. You need Red MD. If you don't have Red MD in this deck, then you're not going to win, unfortunately. 3 Light Pulsar Dragon. This card is also a very nice card. I love the effect. The effect is so good. 1 ruling though, you do have to have a target in the graveyard, so which means if, say, you have a Red MD on the board and you have a Light Pulsar on the field, you have to be able to have, say, another Light Pulsar or Red MD in your graveyard for Light Pulsar to gain its effect. It doesn't work with multiple destructions. So if they Dark Hole your Light Pulsar and Red MD and you don't have any other targets in there before they both blew up, you don't get the effect, unfortunately. You also tech in Agores. You don't want to get OTK'd. They're really ugly when that happens. For the Chaos Engine, you have 2 Chaos Sorcerer. This opens up a lot of plays just because it really gets rid of that stuff that just really just hurts you. It gets rid of that Zen mains. It gets in there with just all those meta decks. You also run 1 Dark Arm. You manipulate the graveyard very much with this deck, so Dark Arm is a very good choice. And 1 BLS. You have to run BLS just because it's another Chaos card. like I was telling you earlier about the Lightsworn engine, you do run one charge. With this deck, you mill a lot of cards out of your deck, and you get very thin on your deck. Like, you know, you mill 3 with charge, you mill 3 for each Raikou, that's 9. You might mill 3 from Lila, that's 12, and then you mill 3 from this charge, that's 15 cards right there. Plus the Future Fusion where you have to send 5. So that's like another 5. That's like almost 20 cards out, like 20 something cards out of the deck. And Future Fusion self-explanatory, is just meant to get that guy, which even if he doesn't come out, it doesn't matter. He's just meant to be there for extra goodness, like icing on the cake, pretty much. 3 DDR. People are going to probably be asking about this. Why DDR? You ditch a dead card that you don't want to get a banished card. So if you can't get your Eclipses out of the graveyard, then you can just go, oh, DDR, discard a card, get my banished Red MD, and then go off and get out a Light Pulse, or what are you gonna do? So it's a very good card. Definitely run 3 of these. It's so good. And to also be able to search for them ASAP, I use 2 Hidden Armory. What does Hidden Armory do? This card has been out like for so long. It came out when Gemini Planets were still around and Lone Fire's at 3. You mill the top card of your deck, and then you add 1 equip spell from your deck to your hand, and you can't normal summon or set the turn that you activate it. So pretty much if you activate Pod Duality and Hidden Armory in the same turn, then you can't do anything monster-wise, which I've actually done before. 2 Potted Duality. You need consistency in this deck as much as you can because you do get those dead hands a lot. 1 Dark Hole. It's pretty much staple. I almost think this is overkill, but it's really not. 3 Gold Sark. Why 3? You want to be able to search out for the stuff that you need. For example, the Future Fusions, anything that you might need. Usually with the Gold Sarks, you are going to target. You're going to be searching for your Future Fusion, your BLS, your Dark Arm, anything Chaos related, anything Dragon related that you might need. And you sometimes don't even have to wait 2 turns. You could just go Gold Sark for a Red MD and then activate DDR to get out the Red MD. So it's another good remove from play card that DDR can use as a target for. And even if you can't get it on the field with DDR, you can just wait 2 turns and get it into your hand. And then we have 1 Allure. The more draw power you have, the better. You run plenty of darks, so where you can definitely use Allure, so it's a very good card. And then the rest of your staples: Monster Reborn, 2 MSTs, and a Heavy Storm. 3 is not necessary. That's kind of overkill. I mean, you got Lila, which acts as a 3rd MST, and then you also have Heavy Storm, the Monster Reborn, so it's a staple. No traps in this deck. That's why I actually feel kind of awkward running this deck sometimes, just because I feel, I guess in a sense, naked without my traps. I mean, I really don't know how else to phrase it. And then for the extra deck, it's only 3 cards. 1 Utopia, 1 Chimera Tech, and 1 5-headed dragon. I already explained 5-headed dragon. It's just Uni in dragons. Utopia, pretty much if you have a Divine Dragon and Proclif on the field, and you summon out Eclipse, and you exceed into Utopia. Also, if you do use Eclipse Wyvern as an exceed material, and you detach Eclipse Wyvern, you do get the effect. It's just like Dandelion. Chimera Tech, you never know what you're going to run into this format with all those stupid no-skill decks around. And yes, if you are a Machine Gadget player, I'm saying you have no skill. I'm sorry, but only decks that top in the meta, only decks that top consistently and win YCSs and big events like that are the meta. Chainburn topped once, it's not the meta. And the guy got lucky and he probably stacked anyways. So I'm going to see how long this video has been running on for without showing my face like SharksFan20, because oh my god, it's like 10 minutes, and plus I look like crap. So yeah guys, that's the end of the video. Let me know what you guys think. I'll see you guys in the next video, and peace.